Hello folks off YouTube, my name's Ian, welcome to my channel. If you watched the last video you'll realise I had a little bit of a scrap of lunch, set me back a little bit. I couldn't meet the target that I'd set myself. So yeah, the day after, Sunday. And there it is, my nemesis. Just to recap folks, that's the blue tub that fell over. That's the thing I want to fix today. Will be fixed today. I've got as I'm coming across pipes, I'm putting them there. I can't remember who said to me, Ian, just get rid of all them pipes. Well, there you go. Please don't say I don't listen. I can see the ceiling. Can't quite see the back wall. But as I said, I'm going to start doing some in there and some in here. So we've started to thin this bit that was in that blue tub. It's mainly electrical stuff, easy to strip, make into smaller bits. Already started pulling out the brass, silver contactors, the bright wire, and what I'm going to call heavy copper. So it ain't really, you don't want to see this, it's just hammer, screwdriver, chisel, take something, unscrew the brass, you know, put it in my brass pile, just work my way through it because I want my bench clear to bend that garden back. If you didn't catch the last video, my neighbour has a bowling, goes to the local Crown Green bowling club. I get a little bit of scrap off them, I don't mind helping them out. They've been given this vacuum blower and round about last November. It's July in 2 days, and he's like, can you buy a bag to go on it? Well, yes, and they're pretty cheap on eBay. I think £27, I think, not a great deal. However, it became an issue because my eBay account doesn't work anymore, so I had to say I can't do eBay, I'd prefer not to. The next thing is, well, my wife's a good seamstress, she can make a bag, we've got the material, can you make a pipe to fit the end of it? And shouldn't be a problem. I don't know about making a pipe, I might be able to find a pipe. And over the following months I've been collecting various bits of pipes, and now it's time to try and get it fixed. And just like that, it's been made into smaller pieces. Now I haven't gone overboard on micro scrapping. I've basically just broke the big things up so I can fill up a sack full of rubbish. And that big blue bin, which fell off from there, it's basically sorted. That lot, it perturbs me to do it. I'm just going to sweep it all together like that, put in a tub and deal on a rainy day because things to do. Whoa, look at that, whatever just fell on the floor. Right, cleared up, ready for get that blower on. I thought I'd leave a few of these Easteroric, oh, that sounds like Easter, strange bits, and do a video on them. Right, I need a measuring stick. It goes in inches, and I need something I can measure internals with. I don't actually need it working. I just need to be able to go like that and then measure it against, hang on, will it go big enough? Against things, you know. Ooh, tiny screw. Look at that shark. Right, they're actually talking at the moment. Let me get it on the bench. So there you go, and it's 2.5 and 3 little ones. Or here we go, metric. It's about 70mm diameter. Now I know we have some tube, steel tube that's 70mm ID, but I think that's going to make it a bit heavy because it'll be about 3mm wall thick. Right, what I need to do, like I say, I don't need this to be able to measure. I just need to be able to stick it over, lock it, and then start trying things, for example. Obviously not, but turn that upside down. Don't forget, this is how it all started. My daughter had thrown this away in the skip, and oh, we've got chances right at this end here. So that's a possibility. God loves a trier. No. I did find one at the side of the road. I broke it up. That tube. That might go on the inside. Anyway, I'm going to start doing some fettling with them, see where we get. Well, basically none of those fit. But we have had a bit of a eureka moment. And these, which I say possibly come out of a condenser dryer or some condenser washing machine. You see the slots in there, and then that goes inside there, and then there. But what's to stop it coming out? I don't know. And then a eureka moment. That wouldn't go over there. And I just looked at pondering, and I saw those 2 fins. And I went, those 2 fins. And that comes off. And although that doesn't go on that way, turn it round, it goes on that way. Well, you've got to have a bit of luck sometime. We got options. Right, that's a tight fit. You can pick it up just with that. However, because it's such a tight fit, and we got, so you're supposed to be able to put, so whatever you got, put it on, twist it. So if I carefully measure, drill a hole, put a nut and bolt in, possibly this way rather than that way, I'll be able to put it on up to that point, lock it in position. Winner, easy fix. Right, I'm going to do some careful measuring and see if I can do that. Then I have the option of taking that and shoving that in that side, which gives them the option to make it longer, gives them the option of back in a bit. So we got a plan of action. So I think we give it a bit of a clean up, bit of a and if I'm going to use any glue, do we roughen it up a bit. Right. I know why it wouldn't go on that way, but does that way. You can see there's two quite big lips. I'd be better off looking at it that way. Yeah, see, big lip here, and turn it round, and a big lip here. Here. I'll carve them out. Anyway, we've got a plan. This can be out the shed tonight. Yes, there we go. And a right sort of fastener to fit that slot. Go that way. Now then. Even though it might not look it to you lot, there is space being created in here, accessibility to things which I know I have, but would never be able to get out without moving a lot of stuff. And one of them is my box of fasteners. And the space really being created at the moment is in this working area behind me. Well, that blue box there, that's got my fasteners in. And this hasn't seen the light of day for a while. So I'll be looking for something with a round head, like that maybe, it would fit in there. That's slightly too big, only slightly. But I'd love something with a coarser. It doesn't have to be round, does it? It could be hexagon shaped. Smaller than that. I can get the file out and file some off. Cap screw. Too big. Oh, what out then? What was that? Possibilities. Right, I'm going to find the right kind of fitting. Get rid of that lip. We want the centre of the screw to be about the a little bit higher. That's just right. Change of plan. We've measured now from the base of that flange. Gives us a better baseline. That goes under there. Oh, here we go in. You can't do that with calipers. They're old calipers, and it's only plastic. Drill a small hole, and then try and tap that into it. Might even heat that up so it just melts its way in. And then we'll trim it to size. So while we're at it, I found the smallest drill bit I can find. And He don't really like he's drilled anything for a long time, so a little bit of roughneck. I'm only drilling through plastic. Kind of working on the back bevel for the clearance and then coming forward and sharpening the cutting edge. Let's see if that works. Try it on a bit of scrap first. Clean up. Might have to enlarge it a little and then see if I can tap that. Might have to dig my taps out. What would that be? M6? M6? Yeah. Well, after a few test holes, I think I've got it dialed in. So like that. Clear off that burr. And then got a file. I'm going to use the tang as a reamer. Because that end won't go in. Get rid of that again. And then, if all that was right, I should be able to just start that off like that. Get me cabinet pattern screwdriver, because it's a slot head, and that should screw in there like that. It'll tap it as it goes through. Nice and smooth for when they're twisting it on. Obviously we've gone through too far, so we've got to measure the depth, take it back out, trim it to size. Do we? Oh, I better show you this. Can we zoom in? There you go. So you see, we're probably only 3 threads too high. So yeah, don't have to take a lot off. I'll take 1.5. I'll take 2 threads off first. Back into the tub. A couple of nuts as spacers. We get the grinder and we'll just grind that flat. And the nuts will help to protect the thread. So a simple yet a bit time consuming fix. A hole with a screw through, it'll go in that slot. Done it a few times, we've scraped the slot out a bit and it locks in place. That ain't coming off. Now, I could put one on the opposite side to match the opposite slot, but I haven't got the time and I think that is sufficiently strong anyway. I'm going to call that a fix. Right, the problem is, how do they attach the bag to that? Hey then, I've got a bit of an idea here. From what I've seen, these bags, they have kind of a plastic stiffener that goes inside of it. So I'm wondering if I slice that and have it over the top, it'll give some sort of stiffening to it, or even just that. Like that. Use it like that. Basically you want stiffener to come on that side. Don't have to be so big. You beast, Matthews, you beast. I reckon if I just slice this, spread it apart, put it on there, and a couple of self-tappers. If they don't like it, they can always take the self-tappers out. Oh, carry on, Matthews. Well, I can carry on, Phil. Definitely calling it now. So I take the other half of that, I've cut and curved it. It's going to be a bag stiffener. I don't know the length they want it. All it needs is a mechanically fixing. There's a little dimple there, so I could put a tiny hole at the side. It would pop into that. Two self-tappers either side, barely going through. And that's an option for them. They can always bring it back and say, hey, can you do something here? Maybe they just put a big Jubilee clip round it and the bag goes over the top, or they actually fix that to the bag with a Jubilee clip, zip at this end. Maybe no need for that. They have an option. Does mean I can get rid of all that plastic now, get rid of that, got some space in the shed, and that's it. Good night from me. I'll see you, well, it'll be tomorrow. That'll be the last day of June. That'll be in a whole month in the garage. We'll have all day in the garage tomorrow. We'll try and make some big improvements. I do need to get those out. That's going to create some big space. A little bit of reorganising. We'll get there. So, good night from me. I'll see you tomorrow.